Welcome back. Hi, I'm Mary Murphy, the Superintendent of the Marlborough Public Schools, and welcome to the Superintendent's Corner, Episode 6. Today I'm joined by Assistant Superintendent Jody O'Brien, and we are so thrilled to have Dr. Riley here with us again today, Principal of Marlborough High School, and we are looking forward to talking about some of the advanced options and other pathways for the students at Marlborough High. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. We were talking about where we start because we have a really detailed story to tell about so many options available to our students at Marlborough High and how it makes Marlborough High unique in this area and in the state as well. And so I thought we'd start at the point where most parents know, and that is advanced placement classes. Sure. People are always looking for what options are available to their students at their children at the higher levels. Can you talk a little bit about what advanced placement classes are available at Marlborough High School?
Absolutely. Thank you, Superintendent Murphy. So Marlborough High School has one of the largest AP programs of any schools in the region. We have 23 advanced placement programs, and those expand across various content areas like mathematics, the sciences, the social sciences. We have music and art advanced placement courses. And so we've always offered a large variety of APs to complement the many different content areas that we have. Our school has always thought about the progression of its curriculum and ultimately leading towards an advanced placement offering. And that's been in place for decades at MHS. We've always had a large number of APs.
I remember when we transitioned the 8th grade down to Whitcomb School, one of the first conversations we had was how do we maintain that advanced placement option for world language. Absolutely. At that time. So that was one of our starting point. And even today, there are students that are on that pathway from Whitcomb School up to the high school.
Absolutely, yeah. We still have advanced placement in both Latin and Spanish at MHS.
Great. And I know from experience from my own kids going through AP classes at their district, as a parent, I've had to pay, there's a fee to take the test in the spring, but I understand that for Marlborough students, they're taking AP that they don't have to pay it, or
well, they actually still do. There is still a fee for AP. It's one of the few fees that we still have. Granted, it is at a reduced cost, so students pay $85, I believe is the current fee for an AP exam, but we also provide financial assistance to any student that needs it, so we can reduce, if not eliminate that fee, if a student or a family is in need.
Great.
So you started by talking about the large number of advanced placement options. Is that the only advanced option that you have at the Marlborough High School?
No,
think
it's
that's not. Okay.
No, we also have our early college. So while about 31% of our juniors and seniors participate in our advanced placement, our AP program, we have 7 or 21 free college credits, so 7 courses offered at Marlborough High School through our early college high school. And that partnership is with Quinsigamond Community College, and students can take courses from mathematics to social sciences to English 101 and English 102, and we also have a new course called the First Year Experience 101, and those are all for free college credits. So that program does not cost students or parents any money. The tuition is free, the resources are free, and they're actually also provided right on the campus of Marlborough High School. It's very accessible to all the students that participate. About 36% of our juniors and seniors participate in that program.
Wow, that's awesome, because that's the equivalent of pretty much your first year of college almost.
Very close,
right?
And when you merge the two programs and you think about our AP program, our advanced placement program, we have an articulation agreement, it's called, with community colleges and state colleges. This has been something that higher ed in the state has encouraged high schools to take advantage of. So when you merge the two programs and you think about 21 free college credits through the early college program, and then students that take a few AP courses, if they get a qualifying score, they can pull that in as well. And let's say like the sciences, like AP biology or AP chemistry, AP calculus, they can add that to the mix and they can essentially attend a school and pretty much eliminate their full first year of college.
So we've been talking a little bit because there seems to be a little misinformation, a misunderstanding about those college credits.
Sure.
And there is a perception out in the community and even among some of the students. We had a senior share with us that she wished she had taken more college of the QCC courses because she's now realizing that they transfer so easily to other colleges.
Absolutely.
But there is the misconception that those credits only go to the community colleges or the state colleges. That's not necessarily true, though, we've discovered, right?
Yeah, no, it's not necessarily true. I will say that the state of Massachusetts, both the Department of Elementary and Secondary Ed and the Department of Higher Ed have done a lot of great collaboration to make sure that their credits are fully transferable with state institutions. So when you think about community colleges and you think about the four-year state colleges, they've done a lot of work to make sure that credits are transferable to make it easier on students that might be going from one school to another. So they are completely transferable within state schools. But when it comes to private schools, whether it's in-state or out-of-state, all schools, private or state, have transfer-in policies to cover credits that students might be bringing with them. So these credits that the students are receiving from Quinsigamond Community College, they are college credits. They have a college transcript. So they would receive the same benefit as a student who might be completing their freshman year at Quinsig and transferring to WPI. And I mentioned WPI specifically because while Quinsig, like all the state's community colleges, have transfer policies with all of the state's four-year colleges, Quinsig also has transfer agreements with schools like WPI in Worcester, a private institution, yet all of the Quinsig credits are fully acceptable at a school like WPI because they have that agreement in place.
Are some of the courses that, or all of the courses that we offer at the high school chosen for specific reasons because of that? Is it that you could have a college course that would probably not be as readily available as far as being transferred versus some of those foundational courses?
Absolutely. The program of studies and the way that you select courses based on what the program of studies may or may not look like across most colleges is an important decision, and it's been an important decision while we've built our program. So we've chosen foundation level English language arts, social sciences, and mathematics courses. In addition to that, we have the first year experience course, which is something that more and more colleges are starting to require their freshmen to take in an attempt to lower the attrition rate of their schools. So all of these courses tend to exist across most of the program of studies that students are going to encounter, whether they go to a two-year school or they go to a four-year public or private school.
Did you say that those are usually generally known as like the 101 classes?
101s.
It's the freshman level courses.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. 101s, 102s
Yeah.
in a couple of cases.
Yeah.
We offer a statistics course in mathematics, and we also offer our English 102 class, which is the course that follows English 101.
Great.
One of the things that we've also been talking about is that Assistant Superintendent O'Brien and I were at a conference in November, and there was some discussion at the state level among districts that the early college model was actually more beneficial to students than some of the advanced placement because of how those credits transfer. And I think that we've had a couple of conversations about this because the community and the history of advanced placement in Marlborough is something that we cherish. And
Absolutely.
so there is a
Absolutely.
concern. I know that I personally don't see any advanced placement courses being decreased, and I am pretty confident that you will tell us the same right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. We do value that historical part of our institution. AP has been with us for a long time, decades. It's funny because when we started to introduce early college, I remember having some discussions with some folks that were very involved in advanced placement, and they kind of warned me. They said, Dan, these things do not play nice together in the sandbox. They don't typically exist together. Schools choose one or the other. So here we are over 10 years later, and I'm happy to share that both programs thrive at Marlborough High School. Both programs are important to the students of Marlborough High School. When you combine the two, we're at around 49%. It's 49% of our juniors and seniors are either in early college or AP or both.
Wow.
It's a fantastic number to achieve. To have 1 out of every 2 students involved in advanced coursework is awesome. So we want to keep pushing in that direction. We want to keep valuing both programs and helping both programs succeed, and really giving students the option, because we're talking about academic rigor. Yeah. Regardless of what program you choose, we're talking about academic rigor, and that is one of the more important readiness standards for college. So we want to keep pushing that.
So Dan, one of the other things that we've been talking about is we came back in November from the joint superintendent and school committee conference, very excited because we were told stories of other districts that were starting the work that Marlborough High has put into place for years and years.
Yep. Teaming some of the grade levels and be able to offer honors for all, which is something that you're passionate about and implemented a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. So 9th and 10th grade is a little bit of a different experience for students at Marlborough High School versus 11th and 12th grade. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, deliberately so. 11th and 12th grade looks a lot like your traditional high school experience that we probably remember when we went to high school. So 9th and 10th grade, we, as you mentioned, Assistant Superintendent O'Brien, we run a teamed program, which means that our students across 9th and 10th grade have the benefit of a teacher team that is part of their small learning community. Their classes, for the most part, are within close proximity to each other, and we have 4 teachers across math, science, English, and history that meet the needs of those approximately 80 students. And why that's important in high school, to kind of paint a picture for you, is when a student enters high school as a freshman, they're entering Marlborough High School. It has 1,100 students in it. It's a new environment. Freshman year is super important in terms of what trajectory you're going to be on, and also completing high school on time, preparing yourself for more advanced coursework like we've been talking about, so that you have a very successful college experience. All these things start the day you walk into the school. And the concept of walking into a school where you may have some friends and some people you know from the 8th grade, but it's this big place, 100,000 square feet, and you're walking around and this is your first experience. What we are trying to do with our teaming program is to really shrink that community to feel smaller for the students in their first 2 years, so that they know who they can rely on, especially the adults in the building. And the adults in the building do a wonderful job really getting to know these students because of the teamed environment. We also supplement the teamed environment with what we call our professional learning community time, or our PLC time. And in the PLC time, the teachers have the opportunity to talk about the needs of their group of students, their shared group of students. Right. So it increases the personalization, it increases the engagement, it increases the communication from teacher to teacher about student needs. And we've seen a wonderful benefit with this model, especially since we went school-wide with it about 5 years ago.
So, Dan, a couple of things with that. really important. A number of the Superintendent Corner episodes have been talking about the social and emotional needs of our students, especially coming out of the pandemic and interrupted education and the socialization. So that model is designed to support that need.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to go back in the Wayback Machine and also talk about the teaming and the ability to work in groups and with students in those groups seem to be way back to the STEM or STEAM and project-based learning.
Absolutely.
Which you cannot do when students are on 10 different teams. You need to be able to have the flexibility to work together on different projects or different, and I know the pandemic interrupted that, but this model helps that work as that vision of yours move forward.
Absolutely, yeah. The collaboration is back in the mix at Marlborough High School, so project-based learning is able to happen because there's consistency across these students' groups and the teachers that they share. The teachers are very passionate about it, and they're very passionate about supporting their students as mentors. And the students, they really grow to love their teachers on their team. It becomes their own little community. It takes a village, and we've kind of helped create that setting at Marlborough High School.
Great. And academically, I think 9th and 10th grade, you have that set up for the 11th and 12th grade, the early college, academically with the courses that every student has the opportunity, correct?
Yes, yeah. All of our students have an opportunity to be honors level students. And over the years, we've had different systems and supports in place to try to help make sure that students that need more support can get it. So ultimately, we try to start all the students at the honors level. We have a new mechanism this year that we're looking at with CP that can help some student performance if the students are struggling. So we're really trying as many options as we can in order to provide all students with an opportunity to be advanced or to find that gateway into advanced along their academic trajectory, even if it doesn't occur in their freshman year or their sophomore year or their junior year, because not all students go into AP or early college from sophomore to junior year. And we've redesigned some courses, again, with the help of our amazing staff, particularly in this case, our English department. They've done some work in order to overlay some remedial preceding coursework with one of our CP 11th grade classes, and that class now serves as a prerequisite to get into college-based coursework for seniors. So what's very important to us is that there is an opportunity at each level for a student to move into that advanced coursework.
So in general, students to be able to have access to the college level courses, they do have to meet some kind of prerequisite or demonstrate in some way that they are able to perform at that level.
Absolutely.
That is the path that all students are at, so that they'll have the ability, regardless of where they're at, and they might not do it in Marlborough High, but they'll still be able to do it post high school if they want. But you have different entries. One of the things we talked about earlier was the fact that people that were in the early years of the early college program had to take the AccuPlacer. That was the only way in, I think, at that time.
Yes.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yes. But that is not the only way in now.
No. We've done a lot of wonderful work with our partners at Quincy, and this work has happened across the state. And again, I'll go back to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Ed, DESE, and the Department of Higher Ed have collaborated quite a bit on helping schools that work with colleges, whether it's for the purposes of early college or for dual enrollment, come up with multiple measures that help students access college-level coursework. They are still high school students, and so there is a difference between their experience, and there should be a difference between their experience or what students experience when they go off to college and they're immersed on a college campus full-time. So DESE and the Department of Higher Ed have done some great work to help encourage and support, and they've provided funding, and they've helped collaborate schools around multiple measures of entry into college-level classes.
One of the other things that that we wanted to touch base with is that you have structured the high school so that every student has the opportunity to pursue a higher level of education, a post-high school education. Does that mean that that is the only path for our students? We wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, because college isn't for everybody. My brother is an electrician, so you know, the stigma that you have to go on to college to be successful is no longer the case. And you know, a lot of people are talking about like the expense of college. So I know that there's a couple of pathways that I wish that I had available for my own kids that I'm really excited about for you to talk about.
Absolutely. And I think what we would refer to is when you're making a decision that's as heavy of a financial investment as going to college, the last thing you want to be doing is going to college because everyone else is going to college.
Yeah.
So we at Marlborough High School focus on giving every student an opportunity to be ready for college. But many of our students want to go into the workforce, and they either want to work full-time or they want to work part-time while attending college part-time, that sort of hybrid model as well. So 4 years ago, we launched our EMT certification program. It's a work-based learning program that happens during senior year, and students essentially go through coursework that gets counted for dual credit at Marlborough High School. They get credits for the coursework that they do with Patriot Ambulance, and they work towards certification as an EMT. We've had many students over the years now successfully complete that program. They pre-COVID, and now that we're back in the mix post-COVID pandemic, they do internships with the city during their spring semester, so they actually get the chance to put their skills to work. They get paid, and they can graduate and come out as certified EMTs, and they can make $25 an hour right out of the gate, roughly that, you know, depending on the market and what company they go to work for. Those companies will continue to support their education if they want to go towards, for example, being a paramedic. Some of those students go on to nursing school with a wealth of experience that their classmates don't have in college. We also offer an early childhood and an education pathway that we're very proud of, and this is newer in development. But the students have a chance to, again, serve for credit. They get to participate at the Early Childhood Center or one of our elementary schools and work side by side with classroom teachers to support students. And many of those students, many of those seniors already envision themselves being future teachers. And so when we talk about career pipelines within our communities, whether it's healthcare or it's education, or it's also some of the partnerships that we're exploring now around IT in the community, these are great programs that ensure that our students, our children are educated here in Marlborough, and that they hopefully live in Marlborough for the long haul and work in Marlborough and contribute to the Marlborough community in that way. So we're very proud of those programs as well. They are rigorous educational experiences, but they do look a little differently than your college course or your AP course.
That's great. I mean, with the job shortages in every field, I mean, for the city of Marlborough, we have so many different businesses and opportunities. I can only imagine other areas that will be able to expand besides what we currently have.
Absolutely.
So.
I also just want to reinforce what you said, because I think that our goal in the way that you've set up Marlborough High, those communities, those students feeling connected to Marlborough High and to the staff and to the community, ensures that when they're on these pathways, they feel that this is their home, and we don't ever want them to feel like they have to go anywhere else.
Absolutely.
We want them to stay with us forever and ever. I'm looking forward to hiring a bunch of teachers in the future.
Absolutely.
And we're very excited about that, so thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know the Early Childhood Center is very excited to have those seniors down helping out. They have said they have been a huge help. They're learning a lot, and definitely hands-on with the little kids, you know, is an awesome experience.
Yeah.
They love it. They talk about it regularly.
Yep.
and they're enjoying that experience. And I think it's funny because as schools, sometimes we forget the most obvious career pathway that's right in front of us, which is teaching.
Right.
Yeah.
And this has excited many of them to go on to college and pursue a degree in education and hopefully come back to the Marlborough
Yes.
community
Yeah.
and work in
And
Marlborough.
work here.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, we have so many Marlborough residents who work within Marlborough Public Schools, so that'd be fantastic
Yeah.
if we can get those students back.
And every
Absolutely.
time we see them in a class, we tell
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
we hope you stay here forever. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us for this episode of Superintendent's Corner. We'll see you next month. Thank you.
Thank you.